right, I am so excited to be here. Thank you, Joy, for having me here today. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I am Sister Nayyirah Muhammad, and I'm going to ask you today to drop me a yellow heart to let me know that you are here. I showed up today to ignite your fire. So today, brothers and sisters, I want you to know that I care about you. We are living in a perilous time, regardless to class, creed, color, race, religions. We're all going through something. We've all suffered through something during the midst of this pandemic. But I showed up today to tell you it's your time to heal on purpose. And if you're feeling that, I want you to put in the chat right now, it's my time to heal on purpose. Now, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, I have a question for you. Have you ever experienced a broken heart? If you've ever experienced a broken heart, today I'm going to take you on a journey on how to heal that broken heart on purpose. Now, this is a soul calling, as my mentor Les Brown would say. Your soul is calling for a change. And in this change, I want you to know that all power lays in your hand. Your power is in the Spirit of the Lord. Now, here's my journey. Here's my journey. My mother and my father met. My mother was 14 when she met my father, Lee Bocat Green. Understanding that this was a love calling. I am the eldest out of 5 children and born and raised in the city of St. Petersburg, Florida. Now, out of this union came a beautiful total of 6 children. And out of the 6 children, I must say that I am the daddy's girl. And in this journey, as I tell you my story on how I got over of a love, of a broken heart, of a daddy's girl that got lost, today, I want you to know that as I tell my story, that I want you to think about your family and how you can mend a broken heart in your family. I grew up in the city of St. Petersburg, Florida, and I want you to imagine with me hot summer days, getting wet by a water hose, being able to have crab boils. I'm talking about my daddy. He would do crab boils. We would have these races where we would race in the street, and he was a track star, and he trained us on how to run track. If you know anything about this, drop me some yellow hearts in the chat. You know, playing hide and go seek. This was a typical summer or a typical day in the city of St. Petersburg. In my home, my mother was the one to bring in the family structure. You know, Sister Shack, she was the one to bring the discipline, the organization, you know, the one that gave us the chores, the one that didn't play no mess. But my daddy, for me, was the one that loved. He was the one that nurtured. He was the one that, you know, gave me what I want. And he was the one that will let me know in some type of way that you can do whatever you wanted to do. And he had this thing where everybody in the city knew Bo Cat. He was a track star. Everybody knew how fast he was. But at the age of 13, my daddy, listen up, listen up, listen up. My daddy experienced he got hurt where he was disabled, broken dream. My daddy would tell us the stories on how he was supposed to be Carl Lewis. So through his eyes, we would is see my and imagine my daddy's dream that he wanted to live and he wasn't able to live because of a broken dream. As time went on, my daddy became an alcoholic. He became on drugs. He became abusive to my mother. We would watch my dad beat my mother. My mother would have to leave out the house at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, pushing us on top of a flow monitor TV. Think about this, on top of a flow monitor TV with her 5 children to get away from a man that suffered from broken dreams, who got addicted to crack, who got addicted to alcohol, who got addicted to drugs, but he was addicted to the pain of his brokenness. And he did not know how to get out. Now I'm talking about my father and I'm talking about my mother, but I'm painting a condition of a people. And through that suffering of my mother and my father, it led me down a path where I was looking for love in all the wrong places. I don't know about you, but I know that there's somebody that has been looking for love in all the wrong places because of a broken dream, because of a condition, because of a pattern, because of life circumstances and situations. But here it is, me, a daddy's girl, you know, a girl that loves her father. She begins to look for love in all the wrong places. Now I'm in the streets. I'm trying to find that love that I wanted from my father, who at the age of 13, he and my mother divorced, another broken heart. So now life carries on. My father go to prison. When my father goes to prison, I go to prison with him. 050587 was our prison number. I'm talking about being able to go to a point in your life where you're gonna be able to have to make a decision to change the family patterns. My father go to prison. 050587. And as he laid on his bed, he says this, baby, every man in my family could have been something, but because of drugs, because of alcohol, because of the things that we went through, we didn't make it. So if I gotta lay down my life here, somebody gotta lay down their life. If I gotta lay down my life here, I'm gonna lay down my life so that it stops with me. And in that moment, my father, a day later, took his last breath. And when he took his last breath, I was standing by his side, and a part of me took my last breath, and I fell into a deep hole of darkness. And when I fell into that deep hole of darkness, remember now, I wasn't close to my mother at that time. But when I fell into a deep hole of darkness, I lost my way. I didn't know which way to go. I didn't want to live anymore. I was in a dark, dark space, but I heard a voice. I heard a voice, and that voice was the voice of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who called me out, a soul calling. And when he called me out of that hole, he said, a nation can rise no higher than this woman. When he called me out of that hole, he said it was the value of the female. And when I came out of that hole of darkness, despair, grief, empathy, it was my mother who was standing there. And so today, family, how do you mend a broken heart? You got to mend broken relationships. But because my mother was there for me, I was able to come up and see that the mother is the first teacher. The mother is the first doctor. The mother is the first preacher. The mother is the first nurturer. Somebody's soul is calling. We've gone through a lot during this pandemic. Somebody got to mend broken relationships. So I say to you, as Maya Angelou would say, people will forget what you said. Somebody may forget what I said today. People will forget what you did. People will never forget how you made them feel. So I say to you, love ye one another, even as Christ has loved you. How do you mend a broken heart? Write this down. I'm going to give you 3 steps, and then I'm out of here. I'm going to invite you, brothers and sisters, how to mend a broken heart. Step up. Be ye not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Accept your own and be yourself. Deactivate from these perilous times and go up into the mind of God. 2, speak life. Use your voice. There's life and death in the power of the tongue. Use your voice to tell your story, to free the minds of those that's in your family that's dependent on you. Write this down: to heal on purpose. Last but not least, execute. Do for yourself or suffer the consequences. Invest in your process. Know that it's possible, it's necessary, and it's you. Pick up the phone and tell somebody that you love them. And today, as I close out, I say to you, it's your time to heal on purpose. I thank God for my mother. As I leave you, as I greet you today, peace, blessings, and may God continue to bless you. I am Sister Nayyirah. Heal on purpose, because I'm free.